never married. So, well.
I mean, I believe there may be something going on. My thing is, I think it's just he's hurting himself by over analyzing himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he took
He
one.
did say in an interview today that they're asking him like about his thoughts with Bill Murphy, and he said everything will come out when I have my player exit interview. And they asked him like any changes going forward. He said it's too hard to try to change in season. It's going to be an off-season project.
Yeah.
It's not hard, Paul. Pull up 2022 videos when you were at LSU. Just replicate that again.
Yeah. I think it's just he probably saw one thing that was a weakness in his game, or he thought that batters were picking apart, and he tried.
Didn't have a weakness though before.
Yeah, well, you know how pitchers are. You analyze something, you're like, ooh, this can get some work.
Okay, this is yeah, but I mean, him last year and the year before.
Right.
Okay, this dude's all over the changeup. Well, here comes 102.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, I just think that.
I mean, yeah, losing velocity sucks, but to me, the bigger issue is the loss of control.
Yeah, I really think that like he was either working on
all of his. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was saying I think he was
caught off guard.
He was either he was working on movement or maybe more control or maybe more of an eluding arm slot, and by doing that little tweak, it fucked everything else. Because that can happen.
Yeah,
we've seen it.
He did drop the arm a little bit.
Right. And I don't know if
movement and control.
Right, and I don't know if his arm slot before he couldn't get to that arm slot like consistently, so he had to go maybe with a little bit longer arm slot. I don't know. Something changed. He worked on something, and unfortunately, that little thing fucked with everything else.
What I've seen is the changes he's made have made him half of the pitcher he was.
Right.
Like before, you were like, "Oh shit, we got to face Skeens today." Now it's like, "Oh, we're facing Skeens today." Big deal.
Yeah, not as bad.
Yeah, like before, like his rookie year, you're like, "Oh shit, we got to face this dude."
Right.
Now it's like.
Now it's not so bad.
Yeah.
No,
now you're more like, "Oh shit, we got Jared Jones against us."
Yeah, I mean, he'll figure it out, obviously, but yeah, I think he overanalyzed something potentially and made a change. I think
the other issue is stop trying to throw 12 different pitches.
That could be the other deal. Pick 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, like it's always good to evolve as a pitcher.
Right.
But you also have to stick to what gets you there.
Mm-hmm.
What got you to Pittsburgh, being number 1 overall, was a hard fastball, a wipeout slider, and a sinker.
Yeah, that was a split finger.
I think he was dabbling with the changeup after college.
He might have been.
I don't recall him throwing the changeup a whole lot in college.
No, I mean he had like a splinker type deal. It's like a split finger type.
Yeah, he threw that in college.
Right, he had that, but I think
his arsenal at LSU was fastball, hard slider, and then that split finger sinker.
Yep. That's really all he used.
To me, it's a splitter, not a sinker, because of the movement it has.
I mean, you see it all the time, too, with other pitchers.
On plane, just dives.
Yeah. You see it all the time with, like, other pitchers. They have 6 pitches, but they really only use 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because that's their best of the arsenal. Now, if maybe one day where, hey, he has a fastball, curveball, slider, change, sinker combo. Well, what if the curveball's not on and he never uses the slider?
Yeah.
Well, you can use the slider today. You know, like.
Yeah, and this team's going to see when you're ahead, you go right to the curveball.
Right. So I think just sometimes with him, especially if you have that many pitches, he likes to use them all.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of getting to him here.
Just before, he always played off the fastball.
Right. Yeah, something's going on. He'll get it figured out, though. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it after the show. I just
Go
think.
down to Baton Rouge for the off season.
Yeah.
Let old Jay Johnson work with you all off season and get you back.
And I mean, he's still, 25, 26 years old, so, like.
He's 24.
He's 24, so he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
This guy ain't going anywhere anytime soon. His arm may just be tired as well. We might be overanalyzing it, but his arm may just be tired. You got to remember, this guy has not missed a start since he's been in the big leagues.
Yeah.
This is his third full year?
Yeah, but second full year.
Second full, but
when he came up end of May in 22.
Yeah.
So 2.5 years.
Right. So I think, I think there might be a toll on his arm there. I think he might be getting tired, like arm-wise. No,
that could be, but it just, to me, it looks more of the adjustments he made mechanically. He's like throwing off some kind of timing.
Something.
Like, it doesn't look, I'm not a pitching expert, nor do I claim to be, but it looks like in his windup, he doesn't have the same flow.
No. It's very long.
Like before, he was like, it was just literally ball back, repeat. Like there was he was pretty much a machine.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Harold Reynolds was saying, like it's more rotational and windy and long instead of to the point power directly to the plate.
Like his legs are strong as shit.
Yes.
The dude's got fucking tree trunks.
Right. But it seems like he's using more of his hips and his core and his upper body off the rotation versus using that core and going. I mean, look at Aroldis Chapman, for fuck's sakes. You want to talk about anybody who uses their legs? My God.
He's all legs.
Yeah, that is a massive human being using his massiveness to chuck 104.
Yeah, that dude is, what is he, 42?
Yeah. And look like he could do this for another decade? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that, like, you guys saw that video of him out there throwing with the cutoff shirt on. The dude is jacked.
He's an absolute monster. And he's like 6'6", 215, 225, just fucking.
I don't think he's 6'6". I want to say he's 6'2".
I don't know. He's a fucking massive human being.
Yeah, but on the mound, just being that big is intimidating.
Right.
And knowing this dude's windup is slow, and
then boom, 102 on the dot, and you're like, fuck.
And then you gear up for it, and that's when he dropped in that splitter.
Right.
On the topic of closers, did you see the video I sent you on Twitter of Mason Montgomery versus Shohei?
Yeah.
Just ew.
Yeah, that's...
Like, I love how the caption goes, are we seeing a Aroldis Chapman 2.0?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we might, because, my goodness.
Dude, like, I get Tampa was frustrated with him, but I'm glad they gave up on him too early that we ended up with him.
Right.
Like, I think he could be... Yeah, his ERA is a little bit high, but they didn't use him as the true closer early on.
And now they are.
Yeah, the dude hasn't given up an earned run, I think, since June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what a comeback by the Phils today too. Down 4-0. Chance, I know you hated every second of it.
Huh? What?
Oh yeah. You missed. Your boys were up 4-0 in the ninth, and then the Phillies score 6 runs in the ninth to win it all.
I don't really care.
Schwarber hit a bomb over the batter's eye in center field.
Yeah, but you act like that's something.
I mean,
that
yeah,
doesn't
no,
happen.
that's Schwarb's doing Schwarb's things. Phillies are 9-0
Yeah,
since they played in Iowa.
You act like Schwarber hitting the nukes out of the ordinary.
Yeah, he's on pace to hit another 48 this year. My goodness. I don't know. I feel like Schwarbs could get 4 to maybe 500 or 600. I don't know what he's at now. But if he gets to 48 or 50, let's see. What's his home run totals?
I know the average isn't there for Schwarber, but goddamn, he needs to be an MVP talk.
Right. Baseball Reference. Shout out. We love Baseball Reference. He's at 378 home runs.
I definitely think if he stays on pace.
How old is he, though? He's 33 years old. So let's see. He's at 39 right now. What did I say? He's at 378. So I'll put him at 387. Let's say plus 40 next year, 427. Say he has a down year of 30, 450. So that's a 35-year-old, 36. He comes back for 45. Oh, man. So let's say he plays till 40, right? So that's 7 more years. So let's say he gets to 390 this year. For shits and giggles, divided by 7. 600 might be a stretch. So I'm looking at the math here. And it's looking around, he's going to have to average like 45 to 50 home runs. That's a lot. Let's ask ChatGPT. Fuck it. Do some math for me. Oh, actually, no. Here you go, Bobby. He would need to average 31 home runs, granted that he gets to 380 or more, which he's going to do. Which would leave him with about 215 to 218. So he could honestly finish. And it's saying if he averages 40 home runs a year, he could get to almost 700.
That'd be impressive. I still don't think he touches Bonds' record.
Oh, absolutely not. What is it, 760 something, 763?
762, I believe. Or it might be 767.
Yeah. I mean, he'd have to go 60, 60, 60, 60, maybe a 70 and another 60 probably in there to
Mhm.
have a chance. And that's just in this day and age of pitching, you're asking a lot.
Yeah.
Like that shit's difficult. So yeah, I mean he could get to 600. It's right there. All right, well, with that in
What do
mind,
we
we
want to talk
have
about?
we got big baseball to talk about, boys. Big baseball. You know what happened last week. You know what's going on. Let me find the video because this is the best breakdown that I've found of what has been going down in the world of baseball since that thing happened. You guys know what I'm talking about. Unless chat's been living under a rock, they know what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it though. Because I thought it was probably the cleanest breakdown you're going to find of what happened. But I got to find it. So just talk amongst yourselves, chat, while I figure this out. Because I know I saved this bitch. Why is it saying that I didn't save it? This is annoying now. Because I know I sent it to you guys too. There it is. I got it. Found it. Okay. So, for those living under a rock, let's break it down. Bobby, as you know, a federal investigation has been launched over the majority shareholder, Mark Walter, the majority shareholder owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, over some allegations of fraudulent borrowing, I think it is. Anyway, Jeff Passan is breaking down the allegations. Finally, one of the major news outlets for Major League Baseball has spoken up about what's happening on a show because it took over a week for that to happen. It seemed like, didn't it, Bobby? As to what is going on. So, hopefully, this video isn't too loud. Bobby, tell me if it is.
Okay.
Of what's going on.
Dodgers, that is like the clickbaitiest baseball topic I've seen on Twitter in quite a
No,
while.
it's not too
Explain
loud.
it to the listeners like we're five.
Watch sources tell Jeff Passan on Tuesday.
Is there anything you can give us? What's the bare bones? What's the basics?
Insurance companies have premiums that come in, and those premiums are dollars that always get invested. Mark Walter, who runs the Guggenheim companies and is the owner of the Dodgers as well, was purchasing insurance companies and taking those proceeds that came in for the insurance contracts. And when you invest those insurance contracts, you can do only a finite amount in other businesses that you own. These insurance companies that were owned by Mark Walter and other people involved with Guggenheim were taking a much larger portion of the money than they were reporting to the government in disclosure documents and reinvesting it back into companies that they owned, like the Los Angeles Dodgers or like the Dodgers television contract and things like that. And so What the government is looking into and what the allegations are saying is that there was self-dealing and potential fraud going on here, and that's what they're looking into. How much cash made its way back to the Dodgers, that we're not quite sure yet, but it was clearly part of this whole financial ecosystem that the Dodgers created.
Is this going to have any impact on the lockout?
It's very interesting because a lot of the points being made by Major League Baseball involve the Dodgers. Rob Manfred citing the Dodgers payroll in comparison to the Marlins payroll at the bottom and the $400+ million gap in between them. If the Dodgers were being funded in ways, even partially, that involved activities that were determined eventually to be illegal, it says quite a lot, I think, about MLB then focusing its argument around the Dodgers.
All right. So you kind of get the gist of what was being said there, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, your initial thoughts on what you've heard and what you've seen and read on this situation in LA.
Well, a lot of it I think that you're going to see. I do like how he's kind of addressing, didn't directly flat out say it, but to me it really seems like he's beating around the bush about how the deferred payment is leading to all this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if you're offering a contract, you need to have the money to pay it.
Right.
Obviously not in 1 year. Like you're forking $500 million this year.
Right.
But you sign a guy. We'll just do easy numbers. You sign a guy $100 million for 5 years. You should have to have $20 million to pay that every year.
Yes. Yeah, I've said it from the beginning.
The first 3 years we're going to give you $5 million a year. Then the last 7 years we're going to give you
30 plus.
What 30 something? Yeah, 30 plus.
Something like that. Yeah. I've kind of said from the beginning, Bobby, and I know you've kind of echoed this sentiment that it's not the salaries that are killing baseball, it's the deferments. That's what's killing it.
Yeah.
Because I can afford to pay, or just take the Dodgers for example. I can afford to pay Shohei $700 million. Why? Because the first 3 years, when we're going to be really good in the World Series conversation, I'm only paying him $2 to $5 million. Yamamoto, and then I can bring over Yamamoto for $330 plus, and I can only pay him, and I only have to pay him $5 million, and then Mookie, I don't have to pay him $10 million, and Freddie and Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow and Tucker, and I can afford to pay all of these players because I have deferred their massive contracts. Now later down the road, maybe when they're traded or they're on their way out the door,
Tucker literally turned into like the most hated man in baseball too.
right? So maybe when they're either traded
Or
or they're or they're retired, well, I don't have to pay. When Shohei finally does hang him up, they don't have to pay him $40 million at the back end. They can just do like Bobby Bonilla did, where he gets a certain amount of million every single year until that contract is up. That way, they can take the rest of whatever million that they would use to spend on him and put it into other players, into their future, and go there. So deferments should be done, regardless if we have a salary cap going forward or not. Salary floor, I don't care. Floor cap, this, that, the other. Get deferments out of baseball. That is what's killing it. If you don't want to pay somebody's full contract, give them a certain amount of guaranteed, and then the rest of it, give them a certain amount guaranteed annual value, and do what other leagues do. And have if you hit this many home runs, we'll give you this much. If you have this many at-bats, we'll give you this much. If we go to the postseason, we'll give you... and have that equal to... So let's say Shohei's annual value is, with his contract, would have been $70 million, something like that. right? Yeah, 10 for 7,
Yeah, which is absurd.
which is a lot. Okay, give him 40 of it guaranteed, and then break down the other 30 into the little increments of, hey, if you go 40-40, we'll give you $1 million or 5 million or whatever, right? I don't know why teams don't do that more. Incentivized contracts. Every other sport pretty much does it except for baseball. I don't know if hockey does it. Chance would be the expert there with that one.
No, they do not.
They don't. Okay. But it's like no more deferred but in hockey, they have a cap, but they also pay everyone's full AAV every single year. Because even right now, looking at a salary cap, we still have teams that will defer contracts. It's not going to fix anything, because then you can have a team like the Dodgers load up with a bunch of fucking superstar level talent and MVP level talent, and they're still going to be under the cap. Why? Because they still defer the contracts. Deferments are the problem, not the actual salaries themselves. If you can't afford the contract, then don't put out the contract. It's that simple.
Yeah, believe me, you're not saying anything I haven't agreed with.
Yeah, I think it's the one thing no one's looking at is we're all like blaming the total amount of salary that the Dodgers are being able to afford. It's not that. It's the fact that the Dodgers aren't paying the full amount of salary each and every year. That's the problem.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem that they're spending this much because they can.
If they want to throw
any
out
good owner, if he can, will spend it.
right, if you want to throw out $700 million for a player, fuck it, go for it. But you better be able to fork over $70 million a year.
They could too. That's the sad part.
Right, and they won't do it.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on this whole situation, though, Bobby?
I'm not very thrilled with it, to be flat out with you. I think that it is bad for baseball, personally. I would have, like you said, though, Billy, if they were paying $70 million out, I would have zero issue with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like is, oh well, we're gonna just give it to you eventually. Like, no. That's the only issue I have with it personally.
Jason, what about you, buddy?
Hold on, because I'm doing. Hold on. Fuck! It doesn't give me dimensions. It won't give me dimensions. Sorry, I'm doing research for fencing for the house.
All good, bud. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Now the fucking stressful part begins of trying to pay for everything.
Yep.
But we will have a house we can call our own. It's not the yard. I mean, if they're doing something illegal and they catch it, I mean, at that point you have nobody to blame but yourself. You knew what you were doing with that. I mean, if this is truly what he was doing to be able to afford these contracts, then yeah, something needs to be done. And at that point, I think it becomes very difficult at the CBA meetings. Because all leverage that was had with trying to put in a salary cap is then gone. And I mean, honestly, the question we should all be asking is, if this comes out as true, do we believe that there should be a salary cap in baseball? I think it changes my answer to no. They had to fucking do illegal shit to get to this point.
Right.
Like, so obviously, if they would have paid within their means,
Wouldn't have to do any of this.
yeah, then we'd have fucking baseball next year.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing that could happen is one of these smaller market teams that are in the playoffs win it. Because then you could be like, oh, look, the team that spent the most didn't win. I think that's one of the best things that could happen for the whole no salary cap,
Mm-hmm.
which I think would go further than trying to install the cap.
Right. Okay, so for those who aren't quite understanding, so obviously he's purchasing insurance companies, which is not illegal. He's borrowing money out of those insurance companies, which is not illegal, and then using that money to pour into his other companies or ventures, which isn't illegal. The illegal part of it is he's borrowing too much and he's putting too much of it into his other companies. Now, were the Dodgers the only investment that he was putting that money in? Potentially, potentially not. He did just sell the Lakers, I believe, his portion of the Lakers not too long ago, and then this came out. I think it's
Well, yeah, because you're not gonna sell a portion of the Lakers because that's a money making machine unless you're that desperate for money.
right. So,
Like just the brand of the Lakers
right.
is worth however much yearly.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, at that point, it has become cheating, and it's kind of a like, oh, okay, this makes sense because guys, chat and everyone else watching this and the awesome dudes I have on this show with me every week, we have to remember this team went bankrupt in 2014. We can't forget about that. And now, only, we're 12 years removed?
Yeah.
They are one of the wealthiest sports organizations probably in the world. They're probably on a top 10 list of that. I'd have to look that up. I'd have to do my
sure.
research. So that unless they were very, very lucky, that just doesn't happen overnight. And obviously having their own kind of network deals and stuff like that, they're able to monopolize the thing, whatever. All that stuff.
I will insist on that topic. As much as I hate to give them props, the Yankees actually do that the right way.
Yes.
Their TV network pays their salaries.
Yes. They are very smart with that, for sure.
I hate giving them credit for anything, but that is a genius business move.
Yes, absolutely. So when it comes to the CBA talk and stuff like that, this whole situation next season is about selling. Selling the idea of a salary cap or not to the other side. That is what this comes down to.
Teams aren't going to agree on it.
Right. If the Dodgers end up winning this World Series, going through the playoffs, and maybe losing one or two games, that's an easy sell for why we need a cap.
Yeah.
But God forbid, it's Chicago against Milwaukee or Baltimore versus Milwaukee. Who knows? The American League's a fucking shit show and a half right now.
Yeah.
Cleveland or Tampa Bay and Milwaukee, two of the lowest.
Chicago and Milwaukee would be a hell of a World Series.
It would be a hell of a World Series. But again, two of the lowest payrolls. They're both in the bottom 10.
That would get rid of the talks of needing a salary cap.
Right. Now, Jason says salary cap will go out the window for the owners. I kind of disagree. Here's why. Hear me out. The other owners, yes, this is looking bad for some of these other owners who want a salary cap because it's like, oh, so they had to cheat to hand out all these contracts essentially. Oh,
Yeah, good point.
right. So we don't need it. They just cheated. None of us are doing this. They did it. That makes sense. Now they won't be able to do this. So now the competitive balance is back
Yeah,
in a way.
that's a good point. I didn't think of it that way.
They'll still have money because this
Well,
is the
what I
Dodgers.
And that's kind of where I was going with it. Is the owners that still would want a salary cap, they lose all leverage on that.
Right. But
You know, they can't make that argument anymore.
right. But here's the other thing. It's the other thing that I didn't really think about till 2 nights ago when I was driving home. I was just thinking about the situation because I was listening to a podcast of somebody talking about it. They can actually use this as leverage. They can spin it. And thank God no one's watching this. Thank God no one watches this show, so no one's going to use this and and use it in a conversation. They can say, "Look, so you see what happens when we don't have a salary cap. Look at all of the free loophole strings that teams can pull. This doesn't happen with a salary cap. They can't do this
That's especially a good point.
because a salary cap is a salary cap. You can't go above it. So it doesn't matter how much money he's pouring it in from this insurance company. He still can't go above that cap. So a cap would actually fix that problem from ever happening again from any other owner, any other team. So while it's a leverage thing that kind of went away, it actually kind of can be used to their advantage. So you got to twist things to sell. This is all about selling. The owners and the CBA are both salesmen, and they are trying to sales pitch every single time they meet up that their idea is better. For the owners who want a salary cap, how do we sell this situation to our advantage? This doesn't happen with a salary cap. Simple. The cap is the cap. That's it. Now, if the Dodgers want to use this way of paying their contracts and staying under the cap, fine, fuck it, whatever, do what you want. You're still under the cap. You know, that's your own problem. That doesn't affect.
Not for much longer, because you're getting to the point where you're going to have to start forking out the big money on these deferments.
Right. So, and obviously the players, they're like, yes, see, we don't need a cap. It's just cheating ass old men in ownership spending money they don't have and borrowing it out of companies illegally to fund their team being what they are. Ha, see, we don't need it. That's what the players are saying. So it's all about selling. And yes, God forbid the Dodgers lose in the first round. God forbid. If the Dodgers, I'm going to say this now, if the Dodgers do not at least make it to the World Series this year, and it's, again, one of these low market teams like the Guardians, the White Sox, Twins, Orioles, I don't even think Boston's up in the top echelon of paying teams. I think Seattle's not there either. Texas is, so I can't include them. New York always is. And Tampa. If one of those teams makes it, and then a low market team from the National League makes it, and the Dodgers are bounced first round, we're not going to have baseball next year. Because because everyone keeps using the Dodgers as the thing of why we need a salary cap. Let's not forget that the team they played in 7 games last year and almost lost to in 7 games last year is right next to them in terms of like total pay. And Toronto doesn't look like they're making the postseason. Or they're one of the teams that could be in it and they're like 5 games under.
Look, I think the biggest part of all this is you have to get rid of the deferred contracts.
That has to go.
That's the biggest part, because if you look at the Dodgers salary cap this year, right? The money that's going to hit their books this year, it's not as much as you would think. But if you took away the deferred contracts, then you would see what their true salary hit, their cap hit would be.
Yeah, I think between Shohei and Yamamoto, it's over 100 million.
I mean, between those two, it might even be more.
Like, those two players are worth more annually than a lot of teams pay out their entire organization.
I mean, because here's the big question. What is Shohei's, he's what, 10 years, 700 mil?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're talking,
This is the last year of his like $2 to $5 million payments. He's due, oh gosh, I think it was like 15 and a half next year, and it just gets worse and worse for the Dodgers after that. Let me look up his contract. All right, spottrack.com. Talk to me now. Okay, so 10 years, 700, yep. Well, he's not making 28 because they deferred it. Big dog. All right, SpotTrack's not helping. What's he getting paid this year? Okay, so his annual salary right now, well, from 2024 to 2033, this is worse than I thought. He'll be getting $2 million per year, $20 million total until 2033.
How the hell?
$680 million was deferred.
So when?
July 1st, 2034 is when they owe him $68 million through 2043, which he'll be out of league by then.
680?
Yeah, $68 million a year for the next 9 years, starting July 1st, 2034.
Yeah, like how do you get away with offering 700 million and in the duration only paying 20?
Yeah. Like the last year of his initial 10-year deal, he gets 68 million. So his final year probably in the league, he'll get that much. But that's it.
And every July 1st they own 68 million.
Till 2043 for another 9 years.
I'm sure they'll defer that too.
Yeah, they'll probably do something at that point, but like, see, that is the problem. It's not the 700 million. If you got it, go for it. If you got 70 a year to fork over, send it. Don't care. Whatever. You do you.
At least the Mets are paying Soto.
Yeah, Soto's getting
every year.
Yeah, Soto's getting the full thing of his contract. I think some of it might be deferred, but let me double check.
Not like that.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 years, 765. That included a 75 million bonus. Yeah, I think they're paying him 51.
Yeah, but they're paying him, so at the end of the deal, he receives what it was worth.
Mm-hmm. He does have an opt-out after 2029, so this deal could go away if he decides to leave the Mets, which at this rate, I think he will.
Yeah, no shit.
But again, another great thing for the players. Hey, look at how much the Mets spent. Look at where the Mets are. They're currently 5th in the National League East. I mean, hello. You know, like, I mean, look at the Texas Rangers the last few years. Yeah, it got them 1 ring, but what has it done since? And they went nuts and paid all those players, and it hasn't done anything for them. Anything. I mean, Jason, you know this. They put almost 600 million between him and Marcus Semien. Now Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. They paid Evaldi. They paid DeGrom. I think they even paid Scherzer at the time. Like, paid a lot of guys, and they couldn't put it together. So, is it we need a salary cap, or is it?
I think the start of all this, and the players need to be okay with it, because they've got to see where this is putting the league at. Is you've got to get rid of the deferred payments.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the start of this.
Yes.
If anything, somebody's got to tell the players that this is going to make the game better, because you're going to be able to spread talent around the league.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest. The last 3 or 4 years have any, except for this year, I will give the White Sox credit. You guys know how much that pains me. But have any of us wanted to watch a game that involved the Rockies or the White Sox in the last 3 or 4 years?
Not really.
No.
I mean, maybe for certain players, but no, not really.
For certain
Minus
players,
when they
or
play-
if they watch, or if they're playing your team.
Right.
Yeah. But now I've actually enjoyed the White Sox.
Right.
More
Yeah, the
calming
White Sox have
shit to
been-
watch play.
Mm-hmm.
They've been
More
a
calming's
better-
been cool as hell to watch play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, they're, you look at teams like Tampa, you look at teams like Cleveland. I throw Pittsburgh in there because even the years where Pittsburgh has gone to the postseason, or been close to a postseason spot, Bobby, their salary hit really hasn't been much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some of these smaller market teams are winning and doing some things. I mean, the year the Diamondbacks and Rangers were in the World Series, I'd be interested to know what was their salary.
I think Rangers were, if I remember correctly, they were like top 5 in the American League because they had just paid Seager that year.
As a baseball fan, though, that was a phenomenal World Series.
Right. And the Diamondbacks were still like the young team at that time. Like they had Cattell, which
They
that's a
didn't have-
situation, but like they didn't have like a guy, you know what I mean? Like they didn't have like top tier, they weren't shelling out like $200-300 million for Marte and Carroll, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was when their highest paid player, let's think here, probably Ketel Marte.
It was definitely him, but he was only doing I think he was like 4 for $180 or something like that. He wasn't even anything like crazy, like all
Let me think.
all the.
They had some decent pitchers on that team.
Oh yeah, you had Zach Gallen, you had Merrill, but I don't even think they were making a lot of.
Gallen was probably the highest.
Yeah,
I still probably was Ketel.
but that was the year before Texas went out and spent a lot of money. Well, that was the year after
Texas went out
Texas.
and spent to try to beat them.
Yeah. But that year wasn't a whole lot, but I don't know. I think if
Texas spending that year was, we just won the World Series. We got to keep all these guys.
yeah, I mean, look at the Kyle Tucker situation this year. What do you go 7 for 245, and is
I think so.
one of the worst outfielders in all of baseball. To the point where you have announcers saying that, oh, you need to ship him off to Arizona for a hard reset. Like, what? You just paid 7 for 245, and you want to ship him back to Arizona for a reset? That goes to show. I mean, look at the Mets this year. Look at how much they spent. Now, they did lose Pete Alonso, and he wasn't really on a big-time contract, but, still, they still went out and spent money. They still
Yes,
went.
but again, the Mets didn't have to do anything illegal.
Right. And they're paying full contracts for the most part. I think there's a couple deferments here and there, but it's not $680 million of deferments on one single fucking contract.
Don't take up.
That's
Every July 1st, they're still paying Bobby Bonilla. That check hasn't bounced yet.
But again, the big thing about it is $680 of a $700 million contract, right? You sign a guy to $700 million. Not to even bring up the controversy surrounding that player
Right.
at the moment, but you shouldn't have the money or be able to go sign a $245 million contract with Kyle Tucker at that
Mm-hmm.
point.
You know how nice it was? Sucks he went to the White Sox, but I was just glad Murakami didn't end up a Dodger.
Yeah.
Didn't the White Sox, didn't they get him for a steal?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he only signed a 1-year deal, I think.
I thought he was 2.
It might have been. There might be an opt out
I
after
don't
this.
want to
but
say
yeah.
why do I want to say 2 for 25?
Mhm.
He
Something
might
like
have
that.
been. But I mean,
Like 2 for 30.
Chance, this whole contract deferment thing, don't you view it kind of the same as the way Vegas has handled the LTIR in the NHL and circumvented the salary cap?
Yeah, but that's getting changed.
I know, but that's a good example for Major League Baseball. They saw the issue. They did what needed to be done because people weren't happy about it. I mean, you're telling me the owners are happy that the Dodgers are throwing out these huge deferred contracts? Like, it's going to be impossible to sign players. They're all going to want those deferred contracts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can pay me $50 million every year for the next decade, and I'm not even playing anymore. Yeah, I want that contract. You want
Hey,
what
shit.
now?
That'd be a hell of a retirement gig.
Yeah, how about no, go sign somewhere else, and they'll go to the Dodgers, and they're like, yeah, sure, fuck it. Yeah. Here's the problem, though, Jason, and this is the main issue that we have here, and it's not even a player's issue or an owner's issue. It's the commissioner of baseball issue. He's a dipshit. We have a dipshit as a commissioner who won't take action on anything.
Well, we only have to deal with him for what? Isn't it 2028 he's done?
Too long. Our commissioner is a dumbass. I mean, look at how him and Major League Baseball handled the Astros situation.
They didn't.
Exactly. Like, people on podcasts have been saying, "Oh, what's going to happen with the Dodgers?" And I say under my breath, nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely
A
nothing.
slap on the wrist.
Here's the one thing
Why?
that really makes me mad about the entire Astros thing and him defending it is he essentially called winning that trophy, you win a piece of metal. Okay, great. We're not going to take a piece of metal away from a team. You're disrespecting the World Series trophy at that point. It's not just a piece of metal. Like, players pour their heart and soul to win that thing.
Look how many guys have never won that have wanted to. That's all they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And that piece of metal, when it comes time to go try and win that thing, brings you how much money?
A lot.
That shit.
A shitload.
And you want to fucking call it just a piece of metal? We're not going to take it away?
Yeah, he's not a baseball guy. He doesn't care. And that's the problem. Is you have a guy in the chair who doesn't care about the game. And that's why he makes the decisions he makes. That dude don't
Fuck
give
it.
a
Let
shit.
me be commissioner of baseball.
I still think Ken Griffey Jr. needs to be the next commissioner of baseball.
It needs to
I
happen.
think you need a former player.
You know, and this
It's
is
not just that, but look at how big of an ambassador for the game he has been.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this is going to happen, and the conversations are going to happen. If there is nothing done, by Major League Baseball because I saw somewhere they're probably going to launch their own investigation. Which,
On what, the Dodgers?
yeah, and that's about as
I'm
useful
sure they're
as.
gonna. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna look real hard.
Yeah, I mean fucking. That's about as useful as using a knife to eat fucking noodles.
It can be done.
Yeah, I'm sure it could be done.
I'm sure it
but
could be done.
It's not the most. It's not the most productive way.
Right.
Eh,
It's there's going to be conversations, and I'm sure on this platform there's going to be conversation to get him out of office immediately. Like that's going to be everywhere. If nothing is done, and we don't get baseball next year, get Manfred up out that chair. I guess.
Man, fraud.
I don't know why he was extended in the fucking first place. What the MLB board was thinking, I don't know. Are
it's
you
not
all
like he's
stupid?
done-
Yeah, this situation's not going anywhere. It's going to be loud. It's going to be at the forefront of everyone's minds. Which
Look
sucks.
at how teams are managing their prospects this year. The Guardians won't pull up a guy who's homered in 12 of the last
shit.
14 games because you know the lockouts next year. And if you're not going to have a season, why burn his rookie eligibility?
Right. Let's keep him in the minors because guess if we don't have Major League Baseball next year, guess what we're going to have next year? We're still going to have minor league.
So, yeah, as long as you're not on the 40-man at the end of the year, you can play in the minors next year.
Hello? Minor league baseball next year is
Can we
going to
tell-
potentially flourish.
Can we tell Connor Griffin, look, we're taking you off the 40 man, but you're going to play a full season next year?
He'd have to go through waivers.
Right.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
then everyone, including the Dodgers, would probably pick him up.
True.
And they already got Tarek Skubal for a fucking bag of chips. I don't need them getting Connor
he was-
Griffin for free 99.
Scuba was a rental because they'll probably pay him, so I can't say rental for them.
Yeah, they'll give him 500 million and defer 400 of it.
No, they'll probably defer 550.
Defer more of his contract.
Yeah, it's going to be a 10-year for 500, and they're going to give him $5 million a year
It's just
and defer 450.
Yep, I mean, when the players recognize that deferments are the problem, is when change will be made. I'm almost down to say, let's keep everything the same, except next year, no deferments. And I want to see what that
That's the
season
only-
looks like.
That's the only, that'll actually, I think that'll open up where Scuba would end up.
Because they don't have deferments in MLB The Show, I don't think, do they?
I don't know.
I certainly don't. I don't see any.
It's very rare I make it through two full franchise seasons.
Yeah. Like, last time I
I'm
checked,
just I'm just throwing extensions out there of free agent deals.
Right.
I'm not looking for long term.
right? It's just like,
Well, on my road to the show, whenever I get a contract offer, I'm going to see if I can defer all of it.
right? Like, I haven't seen that option yet either. So it's like, and competition out there is pretty spread in the video game. Now I know it's a video game, but hey, hello. Yeah, stop deferring contracts. Get that out, and we'll see how much money the Dodgers actually have.
I mean, fuck, the Dodgers are already the most expensive team to get a ticket to the game.
Right. So I want to see a full season. I want to see them pay every single contract annual value of every player that they currently have now.
Okay.
I want to see that contract. I want to see what that looks like. See if they can actually afford it. Because I know the answer to that question.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, they probably can.
They probably can, but for how long?
True.
How long can they pay Shohei 70? How long can they pay Yamamoto 30 plus? Roki Sasaki, how much can they pay him? Blake Snell, what about him? Tyler Glasnow. If they decide to bring
And
Tarek in, how much is that? Because he's
then
going to
you
be
still
worth
have-
400 or 500 million.
then you still have whatever they're paying Mookie in there and Freddie.
And Freddie and Teoscar and Kyle Tucker and Pajes needs to get paid and Will Smith, who's on a friendly deal but still not that friendly of a deal. And Edwin Diaz
I
and
think
Tanner Scott.
Will Smith's deal, I think, is very salary
It's
friendly.
very friendly, but not as friendly as you would think if they had to pay all the other players.
But until this year, he's never been hurt.
Right. And
Like, you're paying that guy to lead your pitching staff.
and Max Muncy's contract. Like, hello.
Like, I have no issue with Will Smith gets because I think he deserves it.
Like, let's look here. Buy player. So, Shohei obviously 70 million. Kyle Tucker, 33 million.
So we're at 103 million and we're 2 players in.
2 players in. Tyler Glasnow, 32 and a half.
A year?
Yep.
Holy shit, I didn't know they were paying that much. All right, so that's what, 158?
Yep. Don't know why, but it says Tarek Skubal, 32 million. But I'm guessing that's how much they think he's going to make. So we'll ballpark that.
Right, because what did he get in arbitration? Wasn't it 20?
Yeah, something like that.
24?
Mookie
Originally,
Betts.
they offered him 18, and then
Yeah.
he took it to arbitration.
Yeah. Mookie Betts, 30.4. It's like it's a little north of 30.4. Blake Snell, almost 28 million. Freddie Freeman.
All right, so we're up to 200 million.
Yep. Freddie Freeman, 27 million. Teoscar Hernandez, 20 million. Edwin Diaz, 14 million. Will Smith, 16 million. Tanner Scott, 16 million. Yamamoto, 16.1 million, 16.2, something like that. Tommy Edman, a little over 12. Max Muncy, 10 million. Evan Phillips, 6.5. Those are their highest paid contracts.
So we're probably in the ballpark 280 to 300.
Yes.
That's not the full 40 man.
Nope. That's not including Robleski, who's having a great year. That's not including Andy Pajes. That's not including.
Robleski's probably on his rookie deal still.
Yes, but they're going to have to pay him. They're going to have to pay
yeah.
Pajes. That's not including what they're going to probably have to pay Sasaki. And that number for Skubal is ballpark.
Yeah. I could see. Oh, Scuba's what, 27, 28?
Yeah.
I could see like.
That's a 12 for 400, 500 million right there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I'm not throwing Scuba a 12-year deal. I'm throwing him at most 10.
Right. But still, that's 10. That's 50 million a year you're looking at potentially.
10 for between 350 and 4.
Still 40 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money to add to your payroll. You know, like, could the Dodgers do it? Sure. Could they do it every single year? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I just want to see one season of them paying the contracts. I want to see it. You want to offer these contracts? Fine. Put your money where your mouth is and pay it. All of it. Immediately. Right there, right up front. I want to see it. And if you do, I'll shut the fuck up. But until then, I'm not going to. And do it consistently. So I think the four of us are on the same wavelength. You get rid of deferments, you get rid of problems that we currently have in baseball. Not all of them,
Yeah.
but a lot of them.
Well, I agree. I think that, like Jason said, I think that splits the talent up.
Yep. Because now it's like, well, gosh, LA can't offer me all that kind of money. All right, let's look elsewhere. Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Well, then it's just going to be, what can the Yankees offer me?
Yeah, or the Mets, or hey, the Rangers have a lot of money. Boston's got a good chunk of change. They can spend money. I think Scuba would look pretty good in Boston. I don't think they'd be mad at that.
Fenway Park.
Yeah. I think he'd look good next to Garrett Crochet. That wouldn't be a bad lefty duo to have.
And you factor in Conley early into that.
He's a national brother. They traded
That's
his
right, yeah.
ass.
That's right. Okay, then you added Peyton Toll to that.
Yeah,
Like, good luck.
yeah, have fun.
It's just pretty dominant lefties.
I know Boston can afford a 10-year for $350. They got that kind of money laying
yeah.
around. I know they can.
Well, they
Shit.
would have paid Mookie that, but they didn't offer it for some reason.
Yeah.
Sad times.
Sad times. Texas can do it. Houston's got the money. Texas has the money. Arizona has the money. People think they act like they don't have money. They've got money. San Diego has money. They just don't have prospects.
Well, they're going to have to fork over some cash to keep Mason Miller here short.
Yep. So they're teams that got money that can pay.
Yeah, San Diego's got plenty. They just don't have any prospects to deal
Right.
with.
Yeah. They have money, just no prospects. There's a difference there. They're in the same situation as Anaheim. They have a bunch of money and no prospects over there either.
The sad thing for Anaheim is how Anthony Rendon's still on their payroll.
Steven Strasburg's still on our payroll.
Fair.
We're still paying his contract too. You want to talk about 2 7-year contracts that did not work out at all. Poor Straws. I know he would be pitching if he could. Yeah. So I would get into the Ketel Marte situation, but